SFX presents the indoob podcast with your host, T. Sterling Watson.
Good morning, Indoobians. I am your host, T. Sterling Watson, and this is the Indoob podcast. Thank you for stopping by and pushing play. Wow, I almost stumbled over everything there. But I am not going to go back and change it. I'm just going to let it hang out there. Hey, I made a little, boo-boo and kind of my normal greeting, but hey, that's all right. We're just going to move on. I'm not even going to acknowledge it. We're not even going to talk about the fact that I made a mistake. We're just going to just look past it and move on. With that said, hey, how's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you actually responded an answer to me. I'm sorry if I didn't give you enough time to do so. Let me try that again. Hi. How are you today? That's great. Fantastic. But no, really, everything's going great. We're having a great time here. I'm saying we, and it's really just Chief and myself. And he's found this little toy over there. Quietly, because normally the toy squeaks. So if you ever hear the squeaking, then you understand what's going on. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Normally, as I keep saying, I try to have episodes that aren't so, let's say, time sensitive, or I don't want them to ever like truly feel dated or anything. But sometimes it happens because there are things that I particularly like and care about that do happen in, certain time spans, like the Oscars, for example. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Oscars a little bit. Now, normally, at least with the Lost Style, every year I would always have like my little Oscar spiel and I'd do my predictions and, oh my God, I can't believe this person was nominated, or I can't believe this person was snubbed. I mean, you can check the archives for that. But this is the first episode of the Indoob podcast, and I'm actually talking about the Oscars beforehand. Although maybe that could be a partial lie. It is a partial lie because episode 2, I believe, was about Selma and the Oscars, and the fact that maybe even Selma was missed out on or slept on, according to the Oscars, because Oscars is so white, or Oscars so white, hashtag Oscars so white. Shout out to Reign of April and that whole thing. But we're going to get into that a little bit later, just what all of that is about. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to talk about it right now, because this is the second year that all of the top nominees, save for one director, whose name, bear with me, I still struggle with. Even last year I was struggling with it, but bear with me. Save for one director who is not white, but all the, I was going to say candidates, all the nominees are white. Again, I'm not saying all of them, but all the main ones. So that's like all the top actors, top directors. I was only, 5 directors, but actresses, best supporting actresses, all of those. All of them, mostly white. And that's not really showing the diversity that Hollywood actually is. Because, I mean, there's a lot of movies with a whole lot of variety of colorful people. So that is, I mean, and the short of it, why this whole thing is a controversy and why so many people are having a problem with it. Just in case the people who are listening now don't understand. But then again, if you're listening to me, you probably already know what's going on. And you're probably already on my side. Or not my side, but everybody else's side who's like, hey, this industry has to change. And it's true. It was shocking that there were no like black nominees. So many people were snubbed. Like one person in particular, I didn't think would get a nomination, but definitely deserved it, would be Michael B. Jordan for Creed. I mean, the only recognition Creed got was Sylvester Stallone, which I'm not, shunning that or saying that was bad, because, I mean, he did do a really great performance. He did make a little mess up with the Globes speech, but I guess he's made up for it since. And should he win this Oscar, then I'm pretty sure he is definitely going to say some kind words about his director and his co-star. So we'll just wait and see. I don't want to jump into my Oscar predictions yet, because this year I kind of didn't feel like doing it that much. In fact, I really only have a partial list. I do have some predictions, and, because I kind of don't care. I mean, when it came down to people talking about boycotting the Oscars, and I mean, those people who are invited to go, because I know there's a lot of celebrities saying, boycott the Oscars. But that's really the only way you can really boycott something like that, is if you can go. As for people who are boycotting watching it, that's a growing number. I was toying whether or not I would or not, but I really kind of want to see what Chris Rock has to say. I mean, I could wait until the next morning, but there's nothing just like, just watching it live and like that tense feeling that you get. Like, I was like, oh, what is he going to say now? But hey, that's Chris Rock for you. So there's that. And it's just a thing. I geek out about the Oscars, even though it is, what it is. So I probably will still be watching it and live tweeting it, and probably just letting the snark just go unfiltered. So normally I try to reserve and not say too many harsh or mean things. You're just playing it nice, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens, because I say it's like, oh, I'm going to get mean, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of people start following me to see what I say. But yeah, it's unlikely that'll happen. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, but with the reign of April's reign with Oscars So White, with her campaign, which I would say has moved the globe, moved the whole world, the whole movie industry to its core. Okay, maybe not to the core, but it's working its way. It's drilling down into the bone. And to the fact that even the Academy, who, I mean, this whole hashtag is kind of lampooning and bringing awareness to, they've already changed like their rules of membership, which I don't have in front of me right now, but hey, that's something I probably should have prepared for a little sooner. Yeah, I should have. But the way that nominations work and the way that membership works, because right now I believe membership is like, what, 97% white? Might as well be. It's probably a little lower. I think it's 77% men. And that's got to change. I mean, it's all about representation, and representation matters. That's like one of the key driving home points about a lot of these kind of movements. I mean, you see it now in like primetime television, which I think is great. And I had noticed just the other night, I think maybe because it just happens to be winter TV season, but just the other night, just looking, I think it was Monday night, how there are Latina women. Well, Latina is, a Hispanic woman anyway, but there are Latino women leading 4 shows right now. And I was just saying it would be quite a thing if they were all on the same night. But let's see, one of them is on a different channel than the others. I'm talking about Superstore with America. I don't remember her last name. I apologize. She used to play Ugly Betty, if that helps anyone with references. Eva Longoria with Telenovela, which I still kind of want to watch. I think a lot of it's being stored on like the DVR, not DVR, but the on demand, so I can go back and watch it anytime. And we have Jane the Virgin, which is actually on the CW. All these shows are on NBC except for Jane the Virgin, which I was a fan of, I think, last year. I think it debuted last year. But I'm still a little behind, so I'm still catching up with that show, which I love. I love that show. It's great. And we've got Jennifer Lopez, I guess crushing it with Shades of Blue. Now, that's a show I think I watched the first episode, but I wasn't really that interested in it. But I'm happy for her. I'm glad that it's working out for her. Things are going well. That seems to be where it's at. Where a lot of these, one thing I've noticed is a lot of movie stars coming over to television, but just television in general being more diverse, a lot more than film these days. But just this is like a golden age for television. That's something that you do hear a lot of these days. It's just the golden age for television. And you can see it just throughout each night, how diverse each cast is, how different each show is. And it's great. There's a lot of great things that's on TV and that's streaming. And it's so colorful, and not just colorful, but there's a whole lot of women involved, a lot of female directors, a lot of writers, a lot of female showrunners. And you're even getting things with disability and different, just different. And it's great. And then you look at the Oscars, and then that only makes you say, it's like, okay, these movies, there are only white people in them, only white people producing them. And I guess only white people seeing them, because some of these movies I've never even heard of. I still don't know what 45 Years is about. I still don't know what Carol is about, and I don't even really care. I don't really want to see these movies. And I do that. That is one sentiment I do agree with and have kind of always agreed with when it comes to talking about the Oscar nominated films, because they're normally kind of boring and like ho hum, and yeah, they are. I'm not gonna lie about that at all, because a lot of the times they really aren't all that great. I mean, American Hustle, a lot of people, I'm gonna say, love that, but they didn't really love it. But it got a lot of accolades. I don't think it actually won anything, like any Oscars. I don't think. But hey, I didn't care for it. It really wasn't that great to me. It was kind of meh. But I don't mean to talk about that. But hey, that's another Oscar so white, because I mean, you find a black person in that movie. I'm not really saying to do that, because that's just too much time wasted. So yeah, Oscar so white. I'm totally on board for that, and it is, and I'm really looking forward to that changing this, well, coming around to next year. And it looks like it is already, because Sundance is happening. There's a lot of buzz about a lot of different things, most especially a new film, which I'm so excited about, which I really would love to see, The Birth of a Nation. Now, that's The Birth of a Nation, not just Birth of a Nation, which is the controversial KKK propaganda film from, how far away ago was it? It was like the Onvent early cinema. So this is The Birth of a Nation, which tells the story of the rebellion led by Nat Turner. And I'm so excited about this. For me, it is, well, before this film, Nat Turner was just a name that I think was just, well, yeah, I not even think, it was just brushed over in history books. I mean, only one history class in my high school did we ever mention his name or read about him in like some, paragraph in the 18th century, or was it the 19th century? Whatever the 1800s are. But around that time, that's all we ever really heard about him. But now we're going to get, an actual film about this important part in, African American history, that even the director's producer star, which I want to call Nate Turner, but I don't remember what his last name, Nate Parker, I believe his name is, how he didn't even know about him until like a few years ago, not even a few years ago, but much later in his life, where that's what I'm saying. There are stories that aren't being told. I mean, there are stories that we're still working in, and I'm not trying to discredit any other story from any other race, but just getting to hear more about like Black history. That's what I'm excited about, and I'm excited about a Netflix show, which I didn't even. All of this stuff is not in my notes for today, but the other show I really want to talk about or want to see is the Get Down, which is coming out on Netflix, I guess, in August. So I'm excited for that one too. So that's what's coming down, and all I'm saying all this is because I'm just excited to see diversity. Another movie coming out is Race. I don't really know who the star is, but it's about Jesse Owens, who was an Olympic runner, and he went and had to run when the Olympics were in Berlin, Germany, when Hitler was doing his thing. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So yeah, we'll just jump from there. So I'm like, I mentioned all those because those and a few other films which escape me right now, they could be possible Oscar contenders. I hope next year, this time, we're talking about them and them at least being nominated. It'd be great if they won, but I just want to see their names, listed. I want my man Nate to either get like a nomination for screenplay, director, or even actor. So we'll just wait and see about that. I'm sorry if there's like a little blip or a little thing of silence. I just saw that happen. I don't know what's going on. But moving on to my actual Oscar predictions. So I'm going to actually pull up the website. So I tried to do my best to say this guy's name when it comes down to it. It's a little bit of scrolling. Oh, wow. I really got to scroll down. Oh, they didn't even list his name. Okay, they didn't list his name, so I don't really have to say it, do I? I should, but I won't. But no, for the best film, now I've only seen, let me count real quick. 2. Wow, that was a fast count. I've only seen 2 of the films listed. And for the best picture, I'm not going to list through all of them, but just because the best picture, that's what I'm going to focus on. The Big Short, have not seen it. Bridge of Spies, haven't seen it. Brooklyn, haven't seen it. Mad Max Fury Road, I've seen it, liked it. Still questioning why it was nominated for best film when you could have, I don't know. Moving on. The Martian, still haven't seen it. Kind of curious. The Revenant, watched it. Actually kind of liked it, as, you know, for what it was. Room, haven't seen it. And Spotlight, have not seen that either. Now, again, this is what they were saying were, you know, Oscar so white, because all these movies are pretty white films. I know, I think The Martian actually has a bit more of a diverse cast, a little bit more, but not by much. And at least with Mad Max, well, I mean, not even Mad Max, but I was going to say a few of these other ones have a decent amount of like females, like some actresses in there, but we're looking for color. So, and there was none of that. So my prediction for best film as of now is The Revenant. So that will win, and its director will win too. Now, I do not have the director's name, and I'm struggling to even say it because, I mean, he is the Mexican director, and he won last year for Birdman. Alejandro G. Inarritu. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, but I'm trying. And it's probably the double R, which I always have a hard time saying. And my friend Jenny likes to tease me about it because she knows how I struggle trying to speak Spanish sometimes. So, actor for, best actor, Leo has to win that. I mean, he just has to. If he's not, then I say we riot in the streets. I mean, we'll probably be rioting anyway because Oscar's so white, but whatever. I think everyone can collectively riot, and we'll let him lead it. Yeah, we could do that. So that's best director. For best actress, I have Brie Larson. Yeah, I was struggling with the name for a second because I just wrote down initials. Brie Larson for, what is that movie she was in, Room? I'm only saying that because of all the accolades she got so far. I don't even really want to get into the rest of the nominations because I don't even know who the people in Brooklyn, I don't know who they are. Like I don't know. I don't know who Miss Ronan is. Charlotte Rampling, I've only recently found out who she was because I'm watching, what is that movie? Not movie, TV show, Broadchurch. And she is in that. And before that, she was also in Dexter, playing, I guess, some kind of villainous person, I think. I don't know. She looked creepy. She looked weird. I did look up some younger pictures of her. She looked a lot better when she was younger. But then she kind of said some things that didn't quite jive well with this whole Oscar so white scenario. So yeah, she shouldn't win. But hey, good for you for being nominated, because at first I was happy for you. And Cate Blanchett for Carol and Jennifer Lawrence for Joy. Now, they've both won, I think, multiple times already. So yeah, I'll say Brie Larson. I loved her ever since she was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So, and she's cool. She looks like she seems like she's a really down to earth person. Go check out. There's a Nerdist episode from a couple years ago, so go check that out. It's well worth the listen. Seems like a person you just go hang out with. Did I pick a supporting role? Yes, I did, because that is Sylvester Stallone, and I think he's been winning all the other nominations he's been in, like, for example, the Globe. So there's that indicator. I don't know. I don't think the Screen Actors Guild Awards have happened yet, but if they do, then I'm pretty sure he probably would steal that one too. So just as long as he gives credit where credit is due, that's all we ask for. And let's see, supporting actress, I gave that one to Kate Winslet because really, I don't know, it's just a guess, a solid guess, because again, I haven't seen any of these movies. I haven't seen The Hateful Eight, I haven't seen Carol, Spotlight, The Danish Girl, Steve Jobs. I haven't seen any of those. And I really just haven't felt the urge to kind of do the normal research that I'd normally like to do. And it's my little tiny way for myself of protesting, because just showing that I don't care, then, whatever. But like I said, I'll probably still be watching just for the fun of it and for the live tweets, because that's fun for me. The only couple ones I did actually still predict, or I'm looking out for, best animated film, I nominated, or not nominated, I predicted Inside Out, the recent Pixar film. Not recent, because the most recent one is The Good Dinosaur, which I guess wasn't good enough to make the cut, but hey, it's okay. It'll be all right. They had some issues. They had some technical things. It's a whole story behind that. And lastly, the shorts, which I don't really need to scroll down for, but World of Tomorrow by Don Hertz. I should write down his name, but I predicted he would win, only because he is already a very well known to those that know who he is in his circles, but a great animator, great storyteller. And you should actually check out World of Tomorrow on Netflix. It's only about 16 minutes long, and it's a great little dip into sci-fi with an adorable little hand-drawn stick figure little girl. It's great, and it's just great. Best 16 minutes you'll spend in your life. Might be 17 minutes, but go check it out. However, the other one that's nominated is Sanjay's Super Team, which I have not seen, but I've heard rave reviews about, and it's probably the only thing that's making this whole Oscar ceremony not 100% white. That and our director Alejandro, but between him and Sanjay's Super Team, who is it's again a very diverse choice. It's I still want to see it, basically. I can't really tell you much about it until I do, so I'm going to hold off on that one until I can see more. But those are the only predictions I've come up with. I know there's a whole lot more categories. Maybe I might come around and maybe like a week before do an actual real prediction if I change my mind. But for now, not so much. But basically, I just want Leo to win and one of those two short films to win. And that's about it this year. I'll just wait until next year. Maybe things get a little better. I was going to go into how nominations work, because that is something that someone asked me how that happens. And it's sort of complicated system, but not really. I think sometimes I get that confused with the Grammys, but I'm not going to talk about the Grammys, because even though that is happening in a couple weeks, I think that is more, I don't know. We're not going to go there. But with the Oscars, what happens? Each person in the category, or first of all, movies have to be submitted by a certain time, and they have to be about over 60 minutes. They have to be playing in a theater that you can access, even though a lot of the people that actually vote for these movies don't actually go to the theater to watch them. Some of them do, but they'll get the screeners, and they may or may not watch them depending on how they feel about it. But it has to be shown in a theater, and it has to be shown in a theater in LA, so they have access to it, like all these Hollywood people. And once they can do that, then by a certain date, I think maybe like December-ish, maybe not. I forgot what the dates are, but it has to be screened in a theater by a certain time. What are the other stipulations? Well, once that is the criteria, the film could be submitted. The people for whatever respective categories. So, yeah. So if you're submitting a film for the best actor, then all of the actors in the Academy first have to, kind of not verify, but they vote then, best out of, I believe, 5. They can choose 5 out of the best of what's submitted. So they go through everything out of the pool. I'll use that word for now, and choose their top 5, ranking in order of their most favorite. So I think even if you put, it could either be 1 being the highest or 5 being the highest, one or the other, and then work your way down or work your way up, whatever. But I think by voting for something twice, you actually negate your point or points that you might be trying to give for someone. Um, but yeah, that's how that works until they all tally it up. They get the best of the from the academy from that category. So let's use cinematographers for example. All the cinematographers, they all voted for whatever, and they come back with their top nominations. And they'll have like a whole pool. Maybe it'll be like hundreds, or maybe it'll be 20 of them. And the top 5 that got the most points, those will be the official nominees. Once all the official nominees are actually listed, then or announced actually by that point, then all the entire academy can vote for all the nominees. So the cinematographers, they can vote for the best actors and the best directors and what have you, but only in the first round of nominations can like that particular group vote for people within their own party. So that's how that works. Hopefully it helped explain that a little bit better. And then the winners are announced Oscar night with all the glitz and glam and so forth and so on. So that's kind of how that works. How the nominations will work in the future, I think that's still being determined because of the rules that are changing or have effectively changed. I know one of the, because once you're an Academy member, well, this is one of the things that has changed, but before, if you were an Academy member, you're in the Academy for life. But now, you're in the Academy for about 10 years, unless you are consecutively making films or you've been in movies, then you can remain in the Academy for, another 10 years or so. And I think if you are nominated, or I think if you win, then you can keep your lifetime membership. Other ways, I think you can still be invited. I think that's the only way you can get in, is if you're invited into the Academy. One of the things they tried to do a couple years ago was actually invite more diverse members. And one of those ways of doing that is having other Academy members nominate people to get them invited. And that wasn't always working out. I mean, it's still not fully represented the way that should be. So it's something they're still trying to work out. But hopefully with this new initiative, things will be a little better. And they're hoping by 2020, things will even out. Maybe it'll be 50% men, 50% women, around there somewhere, and just a more colorful cast of people as older members of the Academy kind of die out or just kind of get taken out by like default by not being active in the industry anymore. That is one way. And that is, again, one of the arguments about is just the industry is racist, or the industry is not showing or not supporting minorities or women or just whatever. And it's true, it's not. I mean, there's definitely a lot more awareness, and there has been awareness for those who are, for those who are woke and those who are aware of the lack of awareness. And for me, being the kind of person that I am, I do kind of look out for women directors or black directors or what have you, and just kind of do the best I can to support them or see their movies, see their films, and at least see it, because that is one way of supporting it. And if I like it, then I'll go tell people about it. If not, then I'm going to treat it like any other movie, and like, yeah, you might want to skip this one. So there is that. So when we talk about black directors, we don't have to just talk about the select few that we only know because of maybe doors that they broke down. And the people I'm kind of thinking about right now is like Spike Lee and John Singleton. And then even Tyler Perry, people like them. Those were like the only black directors that I kind of only knew of. And even then I told people about them and they didn't even know about them. Wow, didn't mean to touch the microphone there. I thought that was my water bottle. But yeah, that's what is kind of what's going on with the industry, is just that there is just not enough awareness, not enough support by everyone else, really, to let people, tell stories and do the things that they want to do. I mean, that there are people out there doing it. There are people out there and just taking, not even trying to worry about other people's, like, okay, they're not going to help us, we're going to do it ourselves. And Ava, See, names are escaping me again. But there are people out there that are doing it. And I support them. I definitely do. So director of The Birth of a Nation, the director of Selma. See, this is what happens when it gets too late in the night and names just seep out of you like rain from clouds, and the words they just fall and just go into the soil and disappear. But that's what that's all about. But I'll probably still be here watching the Oscars and kind of cheering or jeering, whatever comes up first. But I'll be there, and be sure to follow me at indoob. And you know how we do. But for now, we're gonna take a quick break as I go get some water and try to figure out the rest of my senses before we kind of finish out the show.
Hey y'all, I'm Courtney Hinton of VerveHouseCollective.com. Verve House Collective is all about creatives, entrepreneurs, and those who want to live an awesome life full of intention. Again, that site is VerveHouseCollective.com, and we'd love to see you.
Hello, Indubians. I'm Laura, host of Loudavision, the podcast for visionaries, artists, and creatives. On my podcast, I'm interviewing fellow artists trying to figure out how we can bring our creative vision to life without compromising our values, crushing our soul, and dying poor. Yep, that explains it. You can listen to the Loudavision podcast on lauramioli.com and connect with me on Twitter at Loudavision.
The indoob podcast.
So the last thing I had to discuss before I step off my little digital soapbox here. Yeah, I didn't have any extra things today, but that's okay. I will. Come February, I think will be the next episode. I'll have some fun stuff for you then. But before we do close out, the only other issue at hand, still kind of dealing with celebrities a little bit and just the insanity that some of them have, is this flat earth theory. What's going on with that? Why are there so many people? And by so many, I'm only really thinking of two. And one of them being Tila Tequila, who I'm already hearing has always been kind of bizarre and just saying crazy things. But one night she just happened to be trending on Twitter talking about how the earth is flat and how we got it all wrong and how these NASA photos are faked. So I don't know. I didn't even know Tila Tequila was still around. I thought she died out with MySpace, but here she is, or was, whatever. But then rapper B.O.B., is that how we're pronouncing his name? Is it Bob? I don't know. I really don't. I've only known him with the song Airplanes and a couple features he's done. Other than that, I really haven't listened too much of him. I kind of wanted to, just to be a fan, but I don't know. He came out with a diss track the other day, dissing none other than Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, really? But yeah, that's what he did. And then, I mean, Mr. Tyson's such a G that he just came out with his own diss track, just responding to him, which I thought was just brilliant. I mean, the rap itself was a little meh, but, just the fact that he did respond and that he is conscious, because, I mean, come on. He's Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's just the man. And I really, really wish that he would join in one of our live tweets one of these days. But hey, in time. Well, I'm still working on them, so we'll see about that. The other thing I'm working on too, by the way, just a couple other things. This also wasn't in my notes, but I want to give a call out to Oreos, and I'm going to need some of your help. To people out there, not people out there. Well, tell your friends. I need you, listener, to do this as well. But I'm trying to start a campaign. #Cremeless Oreos. And I'm saying it creme-less Oreos because I don't want the hashtag to be changed to be creamless Oreos, even though that's how we pronounce it. But a few of us, we kind of, I mean, as much as we love Oreos, don't get me wrong, I love Oreos. They are great cookies, but sometimes all I really want, okay, not even sometimes, but most times, all I really want is just a cookie. Now, I hear what you're saying. Why don't you just go get, like, just chocolate wafer cookies or whatever, just chocolate cookies? No, I want Oreo cookies. I just don't want any of the cream. So, for the past couple weeks, every couple days or so, I try to do it every day, but I can't always remember to do it. But I try to send a tweet or two to Oreo, that is at Oreo. I try to send them the hashtag cremeless Oreos. That is hashtag, or number sign, if you want to call it that, CREMELSSOREOS, cremeless Oreos. Now, you don't have to tag me, but you can if you want to. And again, that's at indoob, INDOOB. Try to tweet to Oreo to let them know that we want some Oreos without the cream. And you can send it directly to me, or you can actually, put a limited time option out, or a limited time edition out there in the stores. See how they go. I mean, we've seen the Oreos cereal. We've seen the Oreos, the light calorie snack. And then Oreos always comes out with these random flavors nobody asked for. But I mean, let's just, some without the cream, because sometimes you have the double stuff cream. People love the stuff, so they can have all the stuff that they want. But some of us just want the cookie. Can we just have the cookie? I mean, we can still dip that in the milk and everything, but all that extra cream, I don't need that. I need the cookie. That's what I want. If you guys can help me with that is the campaign I'm trying to start, to get Oreo to make some cremeless Oreos. So that's hashtag cremeless Oreos. Do it right now, and but do include Oreo in that tweet, so that way they can see it and maybe they can respond to you. They haven't been responding to me. I've been saying nice things about them. It's not that I love them. Yeah, I mean, I question some of their other varieties of cookies that they come out with, but hey, they're trying new things. Good for them. They didn't have to bring the gingerbread one back. That one was just way too sweet. I'm interested in trying this cinnamon roll or cinnamon bun one that they just came out with. Somebody sent me a picture. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm curious. I'm gonna check it out. But I'm saying, cremeless Oreos. Can we? It's 2016. Let's try that. It's something new. Let's try that. I have been tweeting other snacks just to see if they are out there and they're listening. Who was I tweeting to? I think I was trying to talk to Cheez-Its. I was trying to talk to Pringles. So far, nobody's really responded back to me. So I'm like, what happened to the the brand recognition? I just want to, I'm trying to talk to you guys. I am a paying customer here. The only ones that I'll give credit for, where credit is due, is Ninja Kitchen, because I have two of their appliances now. I have the Ninja Coffee Bar, which is amazing, and the Ninja Blender, Pulse Blender, which I've been making a lot of fruit smoothies with. So kudos to them. I mean, if they have any, stuff, they've sent me a couple recipes. We have exchanged dialogue all day long, just talking about stuff that I made, and they want pictures, and it's pretty awesome. The only thing I will warn you against, if you do make a coffee with the Coffee Ninja and you also include Sofia Vergara in that tweet, be careful, because Christmas Day I tweeted a picture and included her, and I'm still getting retweets and favorites from that one tweet because she retweeted it. And I think that's probably now my most popular tweet. So I'm just saying be careful, because just like you can do that, you can accidentally tweet something about One Direction and you won't hear the end of it. So those are just some Twitter warnings for some people out there. So with all that said, and Twitter stuff and so forth and so on, please look out for French Friday. Not this particular Friday when this episode is coming out, but Fridays after that. I would like to do some other live tweets at some other point with some other shows like The Twilight Zone and what's another show I thought I was getting interested with, but I can't remember what it is right now. I'm still trying to catch up on other shows in general, like the 100. I'm still trying to finish Broadchurch. Only got a couple episodes of that left anyway. And just a whole bunch of new shows that are coming on TV now. But I didn't come here to talk about that. I've already finished everything that's on my list. So I should be wrapping up and getting out of here because, like I said, it's getting late. And the coffee bar is closed, so I can't go down and get more coffee. In fact, there's been no coffee in my system. But more on that in the next episode, whenever that will be. But yeah, I'm kidding. It'll be in a couple of weeks. But yeah, still. More on all that fun stuff next time. Time to wrap it up and get it out of here. Let me think if I got any shout outs. Not that I can think of. You know where to find me. I'm on Twitter. And I think the Grammys will probably be the next thing. Probably also the Super Bowl. So just some things to look out for that I'll be kind of tweeting. Plus Saturday Night Sci-Fi, hosted by Geek Soul Brother on Twitter. That's Saturday nights at 10 p.m. I guest hosted the week before we did Doctor Who, so that was a great time. Snowpiercer this week, I think. Was I supposed to say that? Oh no, I think he announced it to everybody. Whatever. That's what's coming up. So with all that said, I just gotta say, if the world didn't suck, we'd all fall off.
Was recorded on planet Earth and is an extension of the Indoob blog found at indoob.com. You can subscribe and find more episodes on iTunes and indoob.podbean.com. You can also follow Master Sterling on Twitter at indoob. I am not allowed. This is Bilford signing off, and this has been another 3SFX production.
Use your words, Chief. Good boy.